It's April 3rd, 2019. This is Idiocracy Now, episode 17. I'm Chris, and that's Carter.
Hey, hey.
How are you, sir?
Doing pretty well.
You lost a good one with Mac Miller. Do you know who Mac Miller is?
No.
He was fucking awesome, man.
I've heard of the Mac weed, though.
Mac weed?
The Mac number one?
Oh, yeah.
Number two or whatever
I did some rosin pressing for somebody that's got some Mac weed.
Really?
Yeah, it turned out great.
I
They
love
loved
cutting.
it. Yeah, I don't have it cutting.
No, dude, that's the shit, dude. That is, yeah.
I wish there was some way that I could DNA sample like a plant. Just all I need is like a tiny leaf, and I could like replicate it, like DNA scientists do the dinosaurs.
I think people are trying to do that, like the lady that
Jurassic pot, and then you just go there, and it's just a whole big field with fenced off areas, just people high on different types of weed that are extinct.
If you heard about the Hunter S. Thompson's wife was trying to do that with his pot. She like got a DNA profile of it all.
Yeah.
But they're just breeding. They're trying to breed other plants to make it very similar to that DNA profile, so they're trying to recreate Hunter S. Thompson's pot.
Yeah, he shot himself in the face, so it should go well.
Yeah. You want the? Yeah, this is what he was smoking right before he shot himself in the face.
Yo, give me a hit of that shit. Yeah, I'd hit that shit.
Why not? Just weed.
And don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. One guy takes a hit of the joint, passes out, dies, and then Smokey's like, "Give me a hit of that shit."
Is this Nigga Turtles or?
No. Watch your language. It's 2019. I don't use that word anymore.
That's good. What other changes have you made in your life? It's been a while.
Coke instead of Mellow Yellow.
Nice.
Backwoods
Classic.
instead of Garcia Vegas.
You've been a backwoods man for a long time.
And I put the truck away, and I'm driving a 71 Camaro.
Yeah. I like that move.
It's fucking awesome.
You still have your truck for utility purposes?
Yeah. Yep. I have, the truck and the car.
Yeah.
And I like them both. They both serve different purposes. I don't have two, like, the same vehicles. Like two fucking SUVs or, I think that doesn't make sense.
What year is that car that you don't own?
It's a 71.
Okay. That's cool.
It's my aunt's.
That's pretty old.
But we have an agreement.
My first car was a 78 Cadillac DeVille.
Yeah?
Bought it for $800.
Jesus Christ. It was
Rusty
a
as
boat.
fuck.
I crashed my mom's car, and she gave it to me when she got a new one. I didn't want it. It sucked. I was high on ecstasy, and I ran into a telephone pole at my buddy's house. A block away from my house, I might add. Didn't even need to use the car, but I just couldn't walk by it.
What do you think, the ecstasy made you crash the car, or do you think?
Fuck yeah, it did. I was retarded.
You weren't drinking, or?
No, I didn't drink back then. I didn't start drinking until it was legal.
I didn't know you could crash cars on stuff like that.
Yeah, I had. I did that shit. It was on the side of the car, and I backed into it and turned at the same time, So I'm backing out and turning, and I just smashed the front quarter panel.
You smell something burning?
It's my blunt.
I don't know, man. I smell something else. Anyway. Well,
it's my wick.
Oh, okay.
So I got this
that's
wick lighter, and so when I light my blunts, I just take this, and I just go boom. It lights the wick, and I light my blunt with it, blow it out, and that's that. And so I guess you're just smelling like a candle.
You're living the butane-free life then, huh?
Butane-free life, as of right now.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because it all comes in one little doohickey here.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's pretty sweet.
I also got a fucking sailor lighter. It's just a rope. There's no fuel in it whatsoever. You just have the flint, and it just ignites the end of the rope, and then the rope turns into a cherry. So, what do you call it when you light a cigarette off another cigarette?
Monkey fucking.
Yes. So that's how I describe it. It's kind of like monkey fucking, but with a string. The string's thick, too. It looks like a dinosaur tampon string. If you can imagine. It's thick.
I've never imagined a dinosaur with a tampon before.
Or it's like the tampon part for a midget. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Or like a fairy, maybe?
Yeah.
A large fairy?
Like Tinkerbell's tampon.
Now the
shit.
confession time and
Yeah.
story time's
Hey,
over.
welcome back.
What's new?
Let's, instead of describing dicks, remember when we used to...
Yeah, I don't talk about that
I don't-
anymore.
I don't either. Yeah.
I haven't described a dick in ages.
So I want to try to get a newer image. I want to get
More professional.
cleaner, more professional, because
Yeah.
I plan on doing a Grand Ledge podcast. I want to debut it here, and I want to throw some names by you. What about Bear on the Ledge? Me being the bear, and the pod.
Nope.
Okay.
You know, bear's like a code for like a gay guy with a beard, right?
Oh shit!
Just saying.
I don't mind. I don't mind
That's
that
all right.
kind of take.
Yeah, you can't just let him have the word bear.
Oh yeah, because I'm extremely homophobic, and I'm sure that'll bleed through. I'm not homophobic.
I'm just saying you don't want to put out the wrong message.
Oh, I'm just saying if I was going to get raped by a sex, I would want to be raped by a female. I don't want to be raped by a man. It would hurt worse.
Of course. Are you
I
kidding
don't.
me?
I don't have the equipment. I don't have that plug. You know, I don't have the wall plug.
So okay, bear on the ledge. You got a backup one for that?
Yeah, the Grand Legend.
I like that one better.
Mm-hmm.
If it hasn't been taken already.
Nope, I don't think it has. I've googled
That's a good
it.
one. Yeah.
The Grand Legend podcast. Me being the Grand Legend on Grand Ledge. The Grand Legend on Grand Ledge. That's too redundant.
The Grand Legend. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Shit takes time. Sleep on it.
Grand Legend podcast. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna bitch about my hometown.
Speaking of bitching, I meant to just kind of start this whole thing with. So, what are you upset with about now lately? If you want to get into clips, like I feel like sometimes this
So
podcast
I
is
got
a
in
lot
an
of
argue.
bitching.
So I got in an argument with my buddy's wife. I mentioned Donald Trump, and she got mildly triggered. Almost had to leave the room. And then I got in a debate, and then all my buddies said, "Oh, I like the way you make your points." And I thought I made solid points throughout the whole debate without being an asshole or a racist.
There's no winning. No winning.
There's no winning. And we went over and we threw at each other all the statistics that we had memorized. Her probably from Facebook, and me from the 73 different media outlets that I have.
You want to answer that?
No. And then I really got into debate a lot. So I've been watching a lot of political debate. And
Like
then-
actual debates or
yeah,
just like
actual debates. I subscribe to TYT, and any like left wing media outlets that I could.
Nice. Get the nice both sides of it. I totally agree with that. Not enough people do that at all.
It hurts sometimes.
It does, because you watch it and you're watching it. Like I listen to NPR way too often. Does my microphone sound weird as fuck to you too?
No, just you.
Okay. I'm just not used to this. It's been a while, folks.
So I'll read the actual stats and I'll watch the right conflate them and the left deflate them, and it's just oh, you a doughboy, and it's just hard to find my middle. And
it is hard. It's a struggle, man, to find out what's real and what's not real. For me, it's like I'd almost rather just ignore it, just to be able to like live at peace without like trying to figure out what's true and not all the time. What's going on in the current events and
I see one thing that kind of pisses me off is I see Donald Trump as one of the more liberal Republicans that have occupied the presidency. As far as the
well, for one, he used to be a Democrat, and but he acts like such a dick that a lot of he acts like what he is, a boisterous man that a lot of Democrats can't see that at all. He's their archetype for Republican, like arrogant, in the way they see him, like it's like the archetype of a Republican. This is what a Republican is a guy with hair slicked back, that's a billionaire, who's tall and super fucking white and kind of a dick.
And you know why he's a dick? Because they shame
Because he's from New York.
they
Where's
the, they shame everybody. The left shames everybody. You can't say anything without being shamed. So the only person that's naturally going to rise to the top is somebody that's shameless. Donald Trump is
Yeah.
saying you can
Well,
say anything you want to him. Fuck you.
I think he lives by this new saying that I've been thinking about is just live fearless because life is short.
Or what my dad always told me, don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about you.
Sure.
Just go out there and do your fucking work.
And he does seem to be doing that, but good luck explaining that to
And
anybody.
and a byproduct of that is work gets done. Because he's doing his work
Like-
and not giving a fuck. Not saying, I guess he strikes back, but it's sort of like a punch. And it's most of the time it's a knockout punch.
It's fucking hilarious. People don't understand how great of a time we're living in. I used to get bored to death by politicians.
He is a
But
shit
not
posting
anymore.
general.
What? A shit post. He did something just today or yesterday, and I'm not sure if I can bring it up in my mind, but it was freaking ruthless. Have you seen any of the tweets from the last day or two that strike your...
No.
I can go online here. It doesn't stop. Let's see here. Oh, I don't think I can. I don't have your password anymore because it's been so long.
And I don't remember it. Oh, it's Donald Trump with $2 at the end. Capital D, capital T.
Hey, what's your address? Just kidding.
I have a couple of tweets that I tweeted out because I'm gay and tweeting's for gays. Socialism and open borders are incompatible.
Yeah, especially how about this one? Even worse than that, the guaranteed income or whatever.
Yeah.
You mix that with immigration, or like illegal immigration, and you guarantee everybody $1,000 a month if they're an American citizen.
So
People are going to be like, holy shit, free money. All we got to do is get there.
You can explain things a little bit better than I can. Why is socialism incompatible with just people flowing in?
I mean, basically because there's an incentive to come here, for one, and that's free money. You're going to be taken care of just fine because, we love everybody, and everybody's going to be taken care of. You don't have to go to work if you can't find work, blah, blah, blah. So
eventually all the jobs will run out because all the people keep coming, and then there'll be a bunch of people not making money, not putting it into the system.
Well, my issue with it is it's a huge incentive, for people to come where there's, and just expect to get free shit. That's the bottom line, really.
Yeah.
Like, if you have free shit that you're giving away, you can't just say, well, come on in, because then, literally, there's already a lot of people coming in.
Oh,
to the point where we don't really feel it because we're up in Michigan as much. We see Mexicans that are illegal here and there, working, taking jobs every now and then, but it's not a serious problem.
Yo, it's
right
fucked
where we
up.
are.
I just came from Colorado. It's fucked up down there.
Yeah, it's more fucked up in Arizona and Texas.
Buses daily dropped off full. Churches loaded up until they can find housing for them.
Yeah, and then you start offering free services to anyone who's in trouble. And guess what? There's 6 billion people on this planet, and this country's only 350 million. So I don't know. I could easily see 1 billion people wanting to come here. There was some sort of Pew poll that said something like that, 1 billion or 500 million people planned on moving to the United States in their lifetime.
That's fucked up. Yeah, that's gonna piss me off. I like what we got. I like black, white, Mexicans with a little sprinkle of Asian.
It is nice to have a little mix there. It doesn't need to be the ethno state or whatever, white man.
Yeah.
But
I like the little mixture we got. For God's sakes, we're already the most mixed up culture on the fucking face of the earth. Why are we striving? Why do we feel so guilty for not being diverse when we're the most diverse?
I don't know how we came to that exactly.
It's a fucking sickness.
It's probably a lot of intentional education programs going on, teaching people that. Even you and I started to get that when we were in school.
There's this guy that just did this crowd work at this protest, and he was asking millennials and liberals about segregation, and framing it as if blacks should have their own this and have their own that. And they were asking white people, and they were like, "Oh, of course they should have their own spaces. Of course they should." Then they asked blacks, and they're like, "No, we don't want our own. Like, we don't want to be treated like that. We want to be treated like everybody else. We don't want to be a protected group." I mean, and this was just this instance. And then they went to a KKK member. He's like, "Oh yeah, blacks should have their own spaces." So the millennials and the liberals are aligning with some of the views that these KKK members have, and it's no bullshit. You can search the video, and it's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, well, I don't know if it's as true or not, but the Black Panthers, the narrative that I always was told about the Black Panthers, and they were probably a diverse group of people. This was a long time ago, but they did want their own space. But they were also incredibly racist too. They wanted, the black Muslim nation, or they wanted to be able to have control of their own neighborhoods, which, because shit was a little more racist back then.
That's how the Crips started.
Sure, that's probably how most gangs start.
Well, Crip
this is our space, bitch.
Crip is CRIP. It standard for Community Response and Progress. So the Crips was like the town's police when the police wouldn't show up because they were scared.
Sure, the local posse.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what the Bloods stand for.
Yeah, beats me. I'm not the guy to ask.
The Bloods are like, "Hey, we're better cops than you are. We're better hood cops."
Hell yeah.
Gangs are just hood cops. Not really. They're kind of everything. Pharmaceuticals, arms sales, auto dealers.
Probably anything you can make a buck on. Cause
I seen a bitch the other day selling socks, 3 for $1.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
three socks for $1. Just
Were they used?
no, but so you had to buy $2 worth of socks. I was like, "I'd get you, lady, just so you have 3 pair."
Huh.
It wasn't 3 pairs of socks.
Oh, it was 3 socks.
3 individual socks for $1.
Like, you can't see through that one.
What? I see your scam.
I can count to 6. Yeah. I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about the future.
The guy in front of me was like, "Oh, you get an extra one just in case you lose one."
What? No.
Oh, that's not what happened. I made that whole story up.
Yeah, how do you feel about the future? Like 2 years, it's hard to see in the future, but
2 years, I see lots of liberal tears after Donald Trump wins it for a second time because of Russiagate.
there'd be lots of tears. They have lots of tears over the Mueller report.
Oh,
that
yeah.
just came out and
No,
just
it's
said
all
no
on.
evidence of collusion.
Oh, Barr's a piece of shit. Barr's a piece of shit. Barr's Mueller's boy. And when it comes out again, what are you going to do? What's your game plan when this... Okay, now you got the whole shit and there's nothing. What's your game plan?
Well, they'll try for obstruction of justice, but
Yeah.
it's just going to fall flat on its face like everything else.
Desperation is a stinky cologne.
But like, if you get in that mindset and you commit, it's hard to back off of it, It's hard to admit you're wrong.
It is. Yeah, it takes a grown-up to do that.
And that's what I'm seeing is less and less of those.
Less grown-ups on the left in their echo chambers, refusing statistics, cherry-picking statistics.
Well,
I mean,
everybody's guilty of that a little bit.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
I am.
Or give me that. But
I mean, when I see, all right, when I catch wind of a mass shooting, some of it,
where are we going?
some of me doesn't want it to be a white man. Right?
Yeah, I don't want to get demonized. I'm sure that's how Muslims feel too. Well, most of them.
And then some of me wants it to be a lefty.
For sure. I always want it to be a lefty. We've had this conversation before on air. Yeah.
But most of the time, lefties aren't smart enough to kill people.
At least not effectively.
Effectively. That's why the suicide rates between men and women try to commit suicide more, but men are more effective.
Sure.
We're better at the job
Yeah, I've read that before.
So I think that ties into that. I don't know. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. So we would
I
have
did
to
too.
rewind
I
that.
got to a little, like from that little puff I hit earlier. Just like one of those moments where like, yep,
Yep.
I'm high. What? I just met the cul-de-sac of my brain, and I was like, what were we talking about? I know
Uh,
we were talking about suicide, but
how about we can talk about the border. You went down to the
I
border.
did. I went down to Tijuana. Ay 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 ay.
What?
With the goal of meeting up with the first large caravan that was on the news a lot. It was about 8,000 at most.
Now is a small caravan.
It was 5 to 8,000. It was pretty small, relatively. I would think, because the amount of people that cross the border every week is way more than that. It's just they happened to organize and wanted. They were organized enough where they wanted to get asylum, so they were actually staying in a general area for the most part. But people were still sneaking across every night, and they were like, I don't know. It was like a homeless camp in Mexico. I was more worried about the other local people than I really was the migrant caravan, to be honest. But I didn't really know what I was talking about. I was mostly hiding. We could, if you want to pop up the video, I'm fine with that.
So where did you stay when you were down there?
I stayed in the nicest place I could find that was reasonably priced, which was a casino, about 600 meters from the border. And I just figured it was a good place to hang out. I was just one solo little gringo by himself who shouldn't have gone. That was the thing. When I got there, I was like, why the fuck did I do this? This is retarded.
Do you have a search word? Small X Media?
Yeah.
Give me a...
Oh, really? Oh, no, it's just, it's not spelled like the deodorant. It's spelled like an AX, like the troll. Or the Bob Marley. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect because I had never been to Mexico. And I went to Mexico City and spent 10 hours in the airport there. I gained some respect for their culture in Mexico City airport just because everyone just seemed like they were on sedatives or just so relaxed that they were just like Copenhagen, where everyone just like, like they have no worries or there's not that level of tension that you see in American cities a lot of the time. And Mexico City is one of the bigger ones too. And like I like to see like the whole the free market of businesses staying open all night because they want to make an extra buck. So in the airport, all these restaurants are open like all night long, even though there's nobody there, and just because they want to make a couple bucks. I don't know. It's just something about the fact that people don't. I don't know. They just seem it is different in a more free way. Like there's some things about countries like that are more free when there's like a level of lawlessness or.
I can't find it.
Delete the channel word. Make it all one word, actually. You're not a subscriber? Come on,
I think
bro.
I am.
Maybe it got deleted. I haven't checked it in a while. Try media at the end of that small X word. Yeah, if it doesn't come up, then I'm totally getting part of these guys that are getting censored. There we go. Yep. Yeah, it does exist.
Let's
It's hard to find.
play it in the background.
Yeah.
So, you went down there by yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you called me. I don't have my passport, so I couldn't go.
Yeah. It
It
was
made
like
me go get it,
what, a
though.
Friday or something. Or a Thursday, and I drank too much vodka and thought of this great idea. Mexico's close. Just buy a ticket and go. And then the next morning, like after 4 hours of sleep, realized I had a ticket to Tijuana and I needed to get on the airplane. And I was like pissed at myself. What did you do? What did you do? Why did you do this? And then I continued that thought process like up until like when I had to go out of the hotel, man. I was like, why did you do this, man? But just went out there, bit the bullet.
Got some footage.
Sucked it up, hopped in a cab, and say, "Take me to ground zero." And the cab drivers were both really nice and cool. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of cool people down there, but there's also definitely some fucking criminals. Because when I was at the airport, I almost got kidnapped or raped or
You?
I don't even know. Maybe he was just trying me for something other scam. But at the airport,
You got what? Almost raped or kidnapped?
I don't know. You tell me.
I will. Tell me the story.
So I get to the airport. I'm like, finally, I'm gonna leave. I still have some money to stop at this bar before I get my ticket. You know, got to the airport kind of early, and so I go have a beer at this restaurant. And this guy sits down next to me, and then another guy, and
On either side of you?
nope, at least not that. And he was just being super over friendly, and then he pulls out a wad of like 15,000 US dollars, maybe 20, so about as big as your fist, with a bunch of hundos in it. And he was like, he was already drunk, but
This is in America?
this is in Tijuana
This
at
is
the
in
airport.
Mexico.
In Tijuana, yeah, and so he
Have you passed customs?
no, haven't even done anything yet. It's like
Oh.
right next to the parking lot,
Okay.
like literally. And he kept saying like, yeah, come outside to have a cigarette with me. And I was like, dude, I've been through this before. No, like I didn't want to get mugged or whatever. And then he kept saying, well, do you know what I do? You know what I do for this kind of money? And he just kept flashing his money around, being an asshole. And he's like, oh, my buddy here, he's part of the Mexican mafia. You know what I do? You know what I do? And I was like, yeah, I know what you would do, and I'm not buying. At that point, he had bought me like a bunch of tequilas or whatever, and getting me fucked up and getting all friendly with me.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit 1,000 times,
Yeah.
man.
That's scary.
And I just, said, put the line down. I knew that this guy was probably definitely up to no good, and he wanted me to be a victim.
Yeah.
Because there's not that many Americans hanging out
No.
at the Tijuana airport, especially next to a guy with that much cash. Being like a weirdo too, not kind of like the Mexican-y weirdo where they
Yeah.
want to have a knife and they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not smooth at all, really. But I just told him to fuck off enough times and then
I've seen that
walked
movie.
away.
Yeah.
But it took a while.
Yeah, that's a horrible movie.
Yeah, he's like, come on, we gotta go outside. Like multiple times, he went out for cigarettes. He's like, yo, you gotta come. No, you're coming with me. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going home. And then I mentioned I had a daughter, and he was like, his whole thing flipped, and he was like, because he had some sort of sense, I think. He was like, why are you even here? What are you even doing here? Like, if you got what are you doing here? You got a family to take care of. Why are you even here? Because I think he kind of felt bad about whatever crime he was going to commit against
Yeah.
me.
And told you to get the fuck out of here
Yeah,
before
like,
something happens
stop
to
it.
you.
Like, yeah. I was like, it was a good message.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I was scared. Not gonna lie.
Why are you being so
But
nice?
the caravan, this shit, I wasn't scared there. There's enough guys walking around with cameras, and most of the camp had already left. There's like literally border to San Diego.
Wow, that's just a shithole, man.
It is, but I think it was even worse before I got there.
My whole thing is all these people don't fight for their own country. We had a civil war. We fought with each other. Hundreds of thousands of people died to get to where we wanted to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a big mix of people that joined this particular caravan from all over, and they just kind of met up. And there was organizers. I talked to the one organizer. They're just, there's this commie mentality. I don't even call it commie, whatever it is. Like no borders, no wall, no USA at all mentality that people subscribe to. And especially if you're not from the United States, you're like, well, fuck their laws. Like, we just want to get there and make some dough.
So you heard the statistic that immigrants commit crimes at a lesser rate than regular natural-born citizens.
Yeah, I've heard that immigrants.
Yeah, and that's the key that the left always leaves out. It's immigrants do because they go through a very strict screening process where they have no criminal background, and that's why they're let in here. We want the best and the brightest. Illegal immigrants, on the other hand, that statistic is blown out of the water. Not only
Like, if you want to pause this, look how many young males in their 20s or 30s or early 20s that's not like a media guy.
yeah,
And there's this one of the organizers here.
yeah,
But
they're all battle ready.
they are, but this guy was actually the one in the middle. was trying to tell them to use the legal process. He wanted them to fill out paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, I watched the video.
But a bunch of them fucking just jump over that fence, literally, where you can see it every now and then. Like every couple days, they'll build a bridge out of trash and just run across. And you'd think that like being in Tijuana with this going on, that the Border Patrol would be all ready for it and like, catching every one of them. But I don't think so, dude. They were still running across at like one of the main freaking checkpoints.
But if they get across, they're across and they get to stay.
Well, they could do a file for asylum, I guess. Yeah, that's part of it. Because at this time, you couldn't file for asylum in Mexico. You had to get across, then file for asylum.
That's the whole thing that they want to do now. They want to change the law so they could fucking...
Yeah, that was one of their demands.
Turn them around, So as soon as they get there, like, fuck you, you're going right back to where the fence you came over. Whoop.
I don't know. It's supposed to be really crazy this week with like 15,000 people crossing over a day in El Paso, and it's normally 1,000. My numbers could be off by a bit.
Think of how many schoolrooms that is.
Dude, that's a lot of schools. That's a lot of schools.
We got to build a school a day for these motherfuckers.
No shit, dude. That's like, and people don't understand that numbers. Here's another thing. I feel like that a lot of liberal ideas, people are bad at math. Like, like people who are emotional are generally worse at math, I think.
Yeah.
Like women who aren't good at math.
They work off of emotion.
And I just think there's some correlation between that, being able to do math and think about just, I don't know, like I'm always doing little math projects in my head for all this shit, trying to figure out what's right and what's wrong. And it just so happens that most of the time I end up agreeing with people like Alex Jones or, even, I hate to say it, but even like Rush Limbaugh and shit nowadays, like where it never used to be like that. But
yeah, well, the whole system has shifted left with Donald Trump in the presidency, Bernie Sanders the last election go around. Everything has switched left, and then we got AOC and all these other people that have taken the left and brought it even farther. And and the math isn't there. The math isn't there, and I'm not following you. And I supported Bernie, and you.
I kind of liked him, but
yeah, you talked to me about socialism, and I kind of read into it and changed my views. But I'm a socialist in some sorts when it comes to like medicine. I think that's one area, because I guess I've been poor and sick before, and that fucking sucks. But on the other hand, I hear that the systems aren't really in place to take care of me any better, and that kind of.
Yeah, that's another case of doing the math. I'd love it if people could get good health care, because, I mean, it shouldn't be as expensive as it is. But since it's so expensive, it's almost impossible to give everybody good health care,
Yeah.
It's the same kind of shit with the immigration stuff. It'd be nice if everybody could just come here, but you can't just have people come here and then give them a bunch of free shit when they can't find a job. Or
Yeah, these motherfuckers are coming here with backpacks.
Yeah.
They don't have fucking anything, and we have to supply everything.
So how do you feel about the Green New Deal? I think it might be dead already. But
Yeah, it's dead in the water.
You think so?
But it was great.
I hope it comes back.
It was great. It was great to expose these. I mean, between the Green New Deal, Russiagate, and people refusing the outcome of the Mueller report, that sealed their fate. And it's kind of sad.
It's kind of sad because
because
they have to deal with it in their minds.
I want Donald Trump to have an admirable adversary.
That's true.
It is true.
Sorry.
I was
trying to figure out how to fit that in there.
John C. But he's not gonna have anything. Beto, Biden,
Beto the billionaire.
So
Biden the weirdo.
Amy Salad Comb, fucking, she ate the salad with her hair comb.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't
Amy
know who she is.
Klobuchar, Czech, or whatever.
Who is it? Explain.
She's a dumb white bitch.
Oh, look at this! You only want to hang out there as you're a solo white gringo who's hungover.
No, and in fact, whoever did that neighborhood planning, they need to come to where I live, because that's just great infrastructure.
Well, at least it's made out of brick. Yeah, we passed a murder scene like just a couple blocks from there, and the taxi driver from Honduras was like, he was like, "Oh, someone got killed," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh yeah, someone got killed." I was like, "Fuck yeah!" It was like freaking.
There's a whole bunch of cops who just got abducted.
Where was that?
Like,
I heard about it. But
yeah, like 10.
in
like,
the U.S.
No, in Mexico.
Oh, what? Yeah.
If 10 cops got abducted in the U.S., that'd be a fucking big story. But
you never know nowadays, dude.
Yo, if they're so, I was just watching this. I've been all over immigration. So in Sweden, back it up. What were we just talking about before that?
Bad neighborhoods and then a bunch of cops getting abducted.
Okay, so it takes a bunch of bad motherfuckers to abduct 10 cops, or just 10 stupid ass cops.
Or cops that weren't ready at all.
Yo, because they're gonna kill you anyway, so you might as well fight to the fucking death.
Well, this might be worth it saying. This is the border river here.
Did you see that Domino's pizza guy just drive by?
Yeah, the world is full of the same fucking businesses. I go all the way around the world. See
No, I deliver to people this step.
Yeah, so this is pointing out down here. They got like a freaking excavator to pull out the bridges that they make. They just pile shit in there, a bunch of trash over those giant fences. They just put a bunch of trash over the fence, and they jump over the fence. They make a bridge, and then there's an excavator in the back that pulls that shit out every night because people are just running across the shallow water.
So they don't get their feet wet?
I think it's probably at least waist deep.
Oh, man.
And then they run into that shit up in this mountain and just have to go hike on for who knows how long to rob somebody next. I mean, ask for asylum. I don't know.
So there is a no-go zone since Sweden let in 190,000 Muslim migrants.
In Sweden, how big is that country even?
It's small. So they have like 6 no-go zones. One no-go zone was so bad that the police department had to move because it was too dangerous for the police department.
Yeah.
What does that say about the police department? Jesus Christ, what a bunch of fucking pansies.
And at what point do people start to admit that this might be a problem?
And they don't. So the same guy,
Because they're invested.
the same guy that was doing this documentary went to a protest and then interviewed a bunch of pink and blue-haired women. And they said, oh, it is. So Sweden is now the rape capital of Europe, when it was one of the lowest. And now they're the rape capital. Mumford & Sons refused to go and play concerts because they witnessed rape gangs in the concert crowds. So 50 men surround one woman, and the inner circle rapes her, and the outer circle keeps the people away.
That's fucked.
And this is clearly a Muslim problem there. And then they go and interview these women, and they say, no, it's not a Muslim problem. It's a gender problem. We need to teach our men.
Yep. So lately, I've been feeling a little.
These people were Vikings.
Yeah.
They're killing themselves.
When I asked about the future, that's what I've been wondering lately. When I go out in public and I see these people who would easily go along with whatever narrative got pushed down their video game playing,
Facebook feed.
Yeah, Facebook feed eating, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? These people. Wait, when you go out in public, you can see the weakness in a lot of people, and they're going to go along with anything. And I wonder what the future's going to look like, because it's like 80% of people that are just willing to go along with anything. Like, you can show everybody how Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and Google is spying the shit out of everything, and nobody seems to care. And it's just like, at what point does anyone actually do anything about it? And I think it might not even happen. I think people might just put up with it, and we might end up be living in this crazy technocratic dystopia in 10 years, and we're just gonna have to fucking deal with it.
Yep.
Like that's the point. Like, I'm kind of leaning more towards that lately. I don't want to be, but and at the same time, you have these things like the Mueller report and what's the other shit liberals have had to admit to recently. I mean, just the fact that they're definitely censoring Twitter.
The Catholic kids.
The Catholic kids. There's been a lot. Jussie Smollett.
Smollett.
Like
the BuzzFeed article that came out.
What was that?
It said something. It's just a close tie to said that the Mueller report was coming in within a few days for sure, and Robert Mueller was like, "No, you're wrong. You're stupid."
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of losses for them, and they're probably gonna deal with it in a bad way. But some people will. I'm hoping the people that I know that are like super into a lot of this narrative will have to at least analyze it a little bit and think maybe CNN isn't always right, because I know people that think CNN is always right.
Mm-hmm.
This is a completely different topic, but how do you feel about the in New York City where the kids who haven't been vaccinated for the MMR aren't allowed in public places?
How are they going to do that?
Anyone below 18 is not allowed in a public place if you haven't been vaccinated. That's
wrong.
Nuts.
Yeah.
That's one step away from freaking Hitler shit.
So what is that? Freedom to refuse treatment or something like that? Can't you refuse treatment if you want to?
Sure. It's like there's a.
Oh, and speaking of that, how about all the migrants coming over? There's no record of their vaccinations, is there?
Well, even the Michigan measles thing that just happened in Oakland County, what do they call it? Patient zero was a guy that had come from Israel. That's definitely not the United States. And, he spent some time in New York and then went on to infect some people with the measles. But I just think it's fucked that they're like, if you don't get injected, then you can't be in public.
Yeah.
What?
I was
what
thinking
is this,
about
the
this.
1820s?
I was thinking about this the other day. I could easily get a girl pregnant. Easily.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Easily.
If you got the spunk.
Easily never go to the hospital and just have that fucking baby at home.
Well, some people do it without getting a social security number.
None of that.
I think that's badass.
And then all of a sudden I got like a 5-year-old that's strong as hell, eats nothing but organic chicken eggs every morning. And then I kill the chicken and I feed him the chicken meat, and he's fucking cock strong. He's built like a boner.
Okay, chicken strong.
And then how do I? So all of a sudden he's 18 and he needs his license. And he goes, "Well, I've been raised organically. I'm a free range human."
Right. Yeah, he's a sovereign citizen, probably. One of those terrorists.
I wonder if I can keep a kid under wraps for 18 years.
I think a lot of the I'm not sure on this, but I think a lot of like the
this is oh my god.
The Amish type of people do that kind of stuff. Like,
I bet they do. And I'd probably take my pregnant wife to an Amish town and just pay a bunch of money just like to have the baby there.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be the new Amish someday. I'm thinking when I'm an old guy, I'm gonna like have to start an Amish cult.
Yeah.
Of like, we don't use iPads every day.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
shit.
Fuck you.
Amish life ain't looking that bad.
No, they're good people. I just wish they could have more fun.
Dude, who says they're not at this point?
I don't know. They probably have fun dancing around or something.
I wonder what the Amish cancer rates are. Probably
pretty low. But even if it'd be hard to calculate because they probably wouldn't get it diagnosed.
Yeah. That's an interesting question.
Same with their autism rates. They're like 0, but it's like they're not. If they had an autistic kid, they aren't going to like take him to the state and be like, "Hey, we have an autistic kid here.
Yeah.
Please record him." They like live in a different country. Like,
we call him Jughead.
That's what we need to start advocating for, more Amish immigrants.
Yeah, I really.
We want them back.
No shit.
We might need to know how to raise horses
What
someday.
if you're in between 18 and 30, you got to join the army. Male or female. You got to do some service.
I don't know, dude.
Well, you don't want to fucking come in the fucking legal way. Join the army. That's your ticket. Learn love of country.
It sounds an awful lot like Rome or something, where it's like,
Yeah.
you can get out of being a slave by joining the army.
Fuck yeah. I'm all for it.
I don't know. I think they should have to join the special forces.
They'll learn how to speak English.
Yeah, but the army? I don't know, man.
Well, pick your branch.
Anybody can join the army.
All of a sudden, the Navy's just all Mexican. It sucks.
Oh shit, yeah, that could happen too. It'd be like, oh,
How come
shit, we just half of our army is immigrants. Oh, we're fucked now.
Oh shit.
Some like battleship just takes off. with a
No,
bunch
you
of
gotta
nukes or
you gotta have faith in the
the American dream.
no in the programs that make soldiers. They're pretty good. I've seen some pretty fucking cupcakes go in there and come out looking like a piece of steak.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't know what that metaphor even means. But I just see cupcake is fat.
I don't know. I think the army. I don't know about the army so much, but there's definitely a lot of vets coming back with issues that you have to wonder if they would have had them if they hadn't gone, or
Speculations for top 3 in the Democratic primary.
okay, I got this one for sure.
I want to hear it.
Well, Beto's definitely number 1. I'd love to figure out how to bet on it. There's some way to bet on it in England.
Yep.
I haven't figured it out yet. I'd love to bet on Beto. His numbers, I should have bet on him 2 months ago. But, okay, we're talking about money here. Not talking about who I want, just who top 3 are going to win or not win. Beto, fuck, dude, not Biden either. Shit. Hillary's number 3.
She's not running.
No, she's coming in late.
She's coming in late to save the party.
Yeah, Beto, Bernie, Hillary. That's
Beto,
it.
Bernie, Hillary. White man,
It's not
already
Kamala.
beat.
Oh shit! I forgot about
All
Yang.
and just you name 3 white people.
All right, Beto, Bernie, Yang,
Okay,
then
yeah.
Hillary.
Then Hillary.
But yeah,
Biden's nowhere in there.
no, I think he's fucked. Did you see any of the stuff?
And what about
He's such a creep, dude.
Kamala Harris, who sucked her way to the top? You got to learn more about this woman. She is a disaster.
Yeah, maybe.
She's pretty connected.
And do you think people would vote for her?
She's already getting shit done. She got Jesse Smollett to fake that hate crime to get that lynching bill passed.
That's probably not good for her.
It's not good for her?
If she helped Jussie Smollett, because I don't think anybody actually believes that
Well-
Jussie Smollett stuff anymore.
Well, nobody does. But she got that shit done.
So she needs a favor in return.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I don't think so. She is a woman, though.
Yeah, and she's black, which is very intersectional. Just like the new mayor of Chicago, who was a female, black, gay.
Oh, yeah, I did see that, yeah.
Intersectionality.
But that's Chicago. That's not the country at all. I don't see it happening.
You know what? If I could pick a certain gender and sexuality type to fix Chicago, I think a gay black woman could do it.
I don't
They're
know.
really in tune with the gang culture that causes all the problem.
Is she a little bit, maybe?
I can understand the
Like that chick from
woman,
The Wire. That
woman, over 50% of the population. Black, I'm not sure what the population of Chicago is. Probably fairly black.
good 50.
And then, but the gay part, what is that? 0.3 of the population? Oh, they're just suppressed so nobody comes out.
Well, people
It's
do,
really 0.6.
people do forget about how like a lot of black culture is not so about they don't like gays in
They
general.
do not like gays. That's weird.
But I'm just thinking of that chick in The Wire that is like the super hardcore gangster chick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lesbian.
Never seen The Wire.
Oh, dude, it's great. She could run for mayor in Chicago and win.
Yeah.
But she was way more hardcore than this.
Jesse
other lady,
Lee
probably.
Peterson should run for something. He is hilarious.
Who's that?
He is. He's a black conservative that pulls no punches. You should watch some interviews. He's pretty funny.
All right, what else do you got? You got any clips that we should play or anything?
Probably not. Just some off-topic stuff.
We can go off topic, yeah.
I found this NPC University thing, and it's pretty funny. It's 3 minutes.
It looks like we have a problem. There are way too many students and not enough class space.
But I thought you said enrollment was down because Gen Z isn't woke yet.
Enrollment is down, but the problem is that none of our students are graduating.
How can that be? I thought we were giving out degrees based on diversity instead of
Look at how
academics.
fucked up the
I
clock
mean, the
is.
Idiocracy idea from Boston College after they let Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez graduate, and she doesn't even know the first thing about economics or international relations. So where's the problem?
Every degree we offer from gender studies to pottery wheel repair has a number of prerequisite classes.
Sure, basic math, English, science. So where's the problem?
It's our Philosophy 101 course. No one can get past the first lesson.
Okay, class, one more time. I think, therefore I am.
We get triggered, therefore we protest.
No. I think, therefore...
The soy mug is pretty funny. Check out Owen Benjamin's soy song. It's fucking hilarious. I had to stop it a couple times because I was laughing so hard.
I am.
We protest, therefore we should get our way.
No, I think, therefore I am.
We virtue signal, therefore we make a difference.
One more time. I think, therefore I am.
We're millennials, therefore we are right.
Okay, I tried. But instead of giving up like most millennials, I decided to try something different.
I don't see anything
I
like
brought in
this
an
on the
expert on
left.
saying, "I
The
think,"
left
to
can't
help you.
meme.
Okay, everybody, repeat.
Look
I
at
agree. It's not
look
as
at how
funny.
big that bitch's eyes are.
I think we should protest.
No, I think.
I think we should protest.
I think.
I think we should protest.
I think. I think.
This makes me want to go back to college, see what it's like.
Yeah,
I
oh, it'd
think
be
we
so
should be
painful.
president.
Join the Communist
Therefore,
Party
we
class.
protest.
They literally have a
6,
Communist Party. You could
9,
join
3,
MSU or
we
whatever.
will vote for
Really?
AOC.
Oh, yeah.
8,
It's a
6,
club.
9, 3, we can't wait till 2020. 8, 6, 9,
And their
3,
chants are
we
so
will vote for
stupid.
AOC.
They are
silly.
so stupid.
6, 9, 3, we can't wait
What is
till
that?
2020.
Well, I have some bad news, everyone.
This is my
Once
favorite
again,
part.
the Constitution is standing in our way. It says here that she can't be president until she's at least 35 years old.
This
Yeah.
is
Since
the
there are no other
this is the
viable
left when they
candidates
get the
running on
election
Democrat
results.
side,
The
we may
next
have to
time.
put up with the orange bad man for a few more years.
dun dun dun.
Yeah, like what do they do then?
Mm-hmm.
People are gonna have to face themselves
Crap.
or not.
The left versus
Yep.
the left versus the right in a battle for in a masculine battle on an even playing field or even an uneven playing field.
Sure.
The right wins every time, no matter how you mark it up. 10 times out of 10. It's
I don't know. After that Antifa protest thing that we went to, I was sitting there at the bar watching little squads of brown shirt Antifa people coming in. It was a squad of like 6 or 7 people looking for guys to fuck up or to fuck with. Mm-hmm. Who knows if they would have done anything, but they looked like they were ready for a fight. They wanted to find some Nazis in Lansing, so they're going from bar to bar to bar looking for Nazis to fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That was a little creepy. That was pretty aggressive on their part. But how many of them actually knew how to fight, or
Not many
only
of
owned
them.
a firearm?
And they find safety in numbers. But I found
sure.
I found myself in the middle of 100 to 200 of them carrying their flag
It's
away.
pretty
from
easy
them.
to blend in, yeah.
They're so retarded. It is amazing how retarded they are.
We definitely blended in somehow. Mm-hmm. I mean, just wearing black. Like, oh, well, he's wearing black.
Yep.
They must agree. And then, like, some guys that were totally on the left got called Nazis because they were wearing, like, jeans.
Yeah. I've never seen such fascism.
Retarded, yeah.
And ironically, it came from a group called the Anti-Fascists.
Yeah, it's so backwards. There's so much
double speak.
backward stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to have to either completely lose their minds
I've never
or face
seen
up to it.
so many people hate Hitler act so much like Hitler.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird world we live in these days, Carter. For Pete's sakes.
Yeah, and probably another year from now, it'll probably be somewhat similar, but it's going to be going in one direction or the other. I don't think it can stay in the same place that we're at right now for too long. It's got to go more weird leftist fascist or more fucking who knows. Like, I don't even know how it could go more Trump, but
I hope Trump wins the election, and I hope he puts the foot down on censorship and starts calling off.
that'd be great. I just don't see that happening. All these big corporations, like getting Google and Facebook to get in line when they're multinational companies, they don't give a fuck what Trump says. They got plans.
Maybe those companies should be taken over. Are they monopolies?
I think so. They should definitely be dismantled somewhat. But even that, like, if you dismantle them, who's going to dismantle them? The government? Okay. Government is already, like, inside of them. Like,
They're already professionals at fucking shit up.
You know, Mueller used to have an office for himself, for the FBI, at Facebook headquarters.
Really?
How fucked up is that?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Like, at the actual headquarters, there's, like, Mueller's office. They're like, oh. And he would be there a lot, just hanging out at Facebook.
Yeah, another thing that don't make sense is the whole give your guns up to Hitler thing. You know, they call Donald Trump Hitler, but they want to get rid of all the guns.
Yeah.
But that's
because
just
they
there's so
plan
many
on winning the next election. So.
There's so many holes. It's just mind-boggling. It's very entertaining. It's my soap opera.
Or they love the government in general to take care of your life and do any problem can be fixed by the government. But then they're like, but Donald Trump's he's the president.
Yep.
Fuck that. Because, well, to be honest though, pretty much the rest of the government is all down for the socialism, anti-gun shit for the most part. So if they do get rid of Trump, then the government will help out the whole that whole agenda.
So you want to end it on an unpolitical?
Sure,
note?
definitely. Let's talk about dicks or something else.
No. How about the Joker?
I'm so sick of talking politics.
So I haven't watched this trailer yet, but I was a huge fan of Heath Ledger as the Joker, and then with that fuck boy, what's his fucking name? He's a faggot. Oh,
what does the word fuckboy mean? I see it on those dating sites I used to be on.
He's a fuck. I don't know.
They'd be like, no fuckboys. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
He's a dumb douchebag.
Just another name for douchebag.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Fuckboy.
Jared Leto.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Jared Leto, I don't know. He's a dumbass. He thought he could be the Joker, and he just looked like Riff Raft or the guy from Spring Breakers. It's just stupid.
The guy from Spring Breakers. That's one of my favorite characters of all time. You're talking about the guy with the grill and the...
Yeah.
Who was the actor that did that?
Yeah, so They tried to make him look like a fucking hipster. It's James Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His best character ever. Spring Breakers. Made by the same guy that made Gummo.
So I hated that guy. So now Joaquin Phoenix is the new Joker, and I guess this is going to be a one and done kind of movie.
Well, Joaquin's
So-
got the dark side he could tap into.
That's what I like. I mean, weren't his parents like murdered or something like that?
I don't know. He's a freak, though.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy. And I believe you need to have some type of crazy to play this character. And Jared Leto was just a pussy.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
My mother always tells me to smile and put on a happy face. She told me I had a purpose to bring laughter and joy to the world. Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Fuck yeah.
Looks pretty sweet. It's gotta be rough to be a clown in the city.
When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile. To no fear, smile.
That's a good laugh.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yo.
What's so funny? Freak?
Yeah, that would totally happen a lot if you dressed like that.
Gotham's lost its way. What kind of coward would do something that cold-blooded? Someone who hides behind a mask.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy. But now I realize it's a comedy.
Yo, I'm so excited. So excited.
It looks great. I just hope it doesn't start too many freaking copycat murderers around the place or some shit.
Just the colors of the suit are so nostalgic.
Yeah, those are some nice colors. That's a good, yeah.
Ah, I got goosebumps. Couldn't be better. DC.
looks great.
Fuck Marvel. Fuck you, Marvel.
I used to be a Marvel guy, but yeah,
Yo.
They've been
Well, every
unimpressive.
actor comes out before their movie and goes, you know, there's a problem with white men and the culture with white men. Yeah. They need to stop being so awesome and inventing everything and like making hospitals and such. No, I just yeah. Everybody is coming out saying, "Oh, I hate guns. Oh, gays are better than straights. Oh, they got something to say about something." Keep your politics to your fucking self and just make great fucking movies.
Exactly. It's at some point it's just gonna get old. The whole virtue signaling art, everything. People are gonna get
at
sick
some
of it.
point.
And if they don't,
is.
it's either gonna be everybody goes crazy, 90%,
Yeah.
or they're gonna have to stop doing it because it's gonna be a loser, not a money maker. But they don't need to make money anymore. They just print out money and make whatever they want. As in they.
Fuck you, Marvel. DC stands for Don't Cry. Get woke, go broke.
All right.
All right.
That's
hey,
number 17.
That's number 17. Hey, thank you. If you watch this, thank you.
Yep.
And, it's good to talk to you, Carter. I hope to see you soon, man.
Yep. See ya.
Peace.
LD, aka Bop Bop. Ding Bop. I could do what I want when I rap.